Good. Hey, it's kind of funny. Like Max ruled that locker room, linebacker room for a long time, and it's kind of a leadership void there. I know you're a newcomer, so you don't kind of want to impose your will, but there's that vacuum there. So, is that something you can fill with what from your game experiences?
Yeah, definitely. Coming from a previous school, being able to make my mark on Temple, for the past 4 years, I want to come in and do nothing but continue the tradition that BC has, and just like you said, fill in that void for Max and continue that leadership from the linebacker crew, because we're the voice of the defense overall. So you have to fill in that role in terms of being a leader and taking over that role.
And on your bio, it just says linebacker. Are you Will, Sam, Mike? What position do you play?
Mike.
Oh, okay. That's the thinking man's position. Just talk about being physical and aggressive, but also having to see the field for your teammates.
Yes, sir. So you have have a wide view of everything. Give the call to the front first and foremost to see the offensive scheme going on. Try to see the play before it happens. Have full communication so everyone's on the same page. Basically, being that voice for the entire defense. I've played Mike in the past, but I was a Will previously, so this is a new role for me. But coming in, I'm just going to try to be a sponge and just soak everything.
And what have your impressions of Tim so far and the kind of system he wants to run?
I love the system. Allows for you to play fast, not think too much. Make plays where the opportunity presents itself. And he's a very hands-on guy, so I appreciate that very much.
Okay. And just last question. It's not something but the athleticism of the quarterbacks in the ACC is really at a high level. Run option. They have a lot of weapons, a lot of things they can do in the ACC. Just talk about bringing your game up to match that.
Yeah, definitely. So, playing in the AAC, is definitely a different type of playing style. In the ACC, they're, very much more aggressive, a lot bigger linemen, bigger tight ends. But, I've played ACC teams in the past. I'm willing to, like I said, be a sponge, just soak everything up and take everything that Tam and Duggan and half a year are going to teach me and, do my best to take this role on and lead this defense to victory.
Good. You explain things well. Thanks for coming in. Go ahead, Danny.
As first off, when the schedule was released and Temple was actually on the schedule, what was your reaction coming to BC and seeing that on the calendar?
It's definitely bittersweet because those are my guys. We left them, and like I said, bittersweet. It's not much more to say.
I know you're a Philly guy, and you're coming up to Boston. You played at Temple. What made you, what made your decision to come to BC for the extra year and be able to get this year to, I wouldn't use the term start fresh, but just come up here for this year?
Yeah. So this past year I had a season-ending injury, which was detrimental to my career. I was looking to play that final season and head to the NFL and see where I was going to go in terms of, draft and free agency and whatnot. But talked to my family, sat back, ultimately made a decision to stay in college and take that extra COVID year and, play in a Power 5 conference and make the most of my college experience, get my go to graduate school, and BC was the best place, best fit. Had great programs and good coaches. Hafley is coming in fresh, so coming into a brand new program, brand new coaches, it just fit like a glove.
When you made the decision, was BC kind of the primary spot when you mentioned the Power 5, or were there other places that you kind of looked at before you decided this was your spot?
Yeah, so there were other places previously, and then with Pat Kraft being here, I was already going to talk to him, just talk about the whole transfer process, because he's one of my mentors. He's someone that I look up to, being from Temple as well, ironically. So spoke to him, and then I went into the portal, and that following Monday, I went to the portal on a Wednesday. That following Monday, Coach Duggan followed me on Twitter, Hafley, Tim all followed me on Twitter, and then it's like, oh, BC's in the picture now. So we talked, it all worked out, and my parents happy, made me happy, and then went from there.
All right, I got to ask. So you're Upper Marion High School, right? I think Kobe Bryant was Lower Marion High School. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask about the rivalry between these two. Is there one, or is there or is that like from in the Philly area?
So we played them in a couple scrimmages, but they just made it a rivalry about, I want to say, 2 years ago. So my dad is still in the area, and they just reinstated it. So I wasn't able to be a part of that, unfortunately.
Well, welcome to Boston. I know our cheesesteaks aren't good, but you try the chow.
Got some good seafood.
Tyler, do you have anything?
Yeah, I got one. Hey, Isaiah. So obviously, you touched on it. You've battled some injuries in the past. Coming into a new strength and conditioning program at BC, what kind of work have you been doing just to keep the body right and get ready for the season?
Yeah, so I have, maintenance every Tuesday, Thursdays, keeping everything, loose, make sure I'm very flexible. With the strength staff, they've been nothing but incredible. They got me to where I am now. I feel as though I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in my whole college career. And then, keeping my conditioning up, making sure that, like I said, flexibility, my strength is up, my speed is improved. I feel 100% and ready to go.